Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Corky's Tea Time. I hope everybody slept well last night. Yep. And here we are. Ta-da! I told you I'd check back in. And it seems like everything's doing great. Everything's fine. All is well in the world. Except for one place. But that's their business, not mine. So anyways, today, not really working on anything in particular. Oh, I do have that poncho that I got yesterday, that shawl. I got that in the washing machine right now. I have it on the delicate cycle cold water. You know, who really is going to hand wash anymore these days? It should be fine. And I have one of those washing machines that doesn't have the agitator in the center. So it should be okay. It should be fine. Just cleaning up around here, getting some final touches done, getting some things done around here. And as I was moving some things around, I came across a part of my past. That's kind of interesting. I used to carry this little container inside my purse. There were lots of us who did back in the day. You know what this is for? If you're a working woman nowadays, you could use it for your business cards. But back in the day, even when we were unemployed, we would carry, I'm trying to open it up, and we would carry little cards in there. See? It opens up. And we would carry our little introduction cards in there. Because you just never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to talk to. And you always know that saying, don't talk bad about anybody because you never know who they're related to. So we used to carry these little cases, and mine says Fabulous on it. And she's really kind of faded over the years. I don't know if I bring it even closer, if you could see her face better. I don't know. I don't think so. But we carried these little cases, little cards in it. And it would have our name first and last, our phone number, our address or email, or you just tell a little bit about yourself, just a little bit. And that way, if they say, you know what, thank you for this card, because my brother-in-law or my sister-in-law or my cousin, somebody's hiring, you know, you just never know how things would go. And if you're trying to sell a product, and then if you have your introduction cards in here and you give it to someone, they might say, maybe I can't use your product, but I know someone who can, so I'm going to pass your card on. So we used to carry those way back when. And it was just kind of funny when I came across it the other day. I was like, that took me way back. Different time. And haven't done much. I was going to go and wash some dishes. The dishwasher isn't doing too good, so I think we're going to have to come up with some funds for another dishwasher. I'm not going to buy used again. This time I'm going to be a stickler and I want new. That sounds horrible, but you know what? I am so tired of half-clean dishes, you know. Or thinking, oh, the dishes are done, and then you pull it out and it's got gunk still on it. No matter what soap we're using, we're running into problems. So I'm like, I'll just go ahead and we were up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't know why. Just suddenly up at 3 in the morning. So I know this evening it's going to be dinner and probably straight to bed, and we'll sleep through the night. Oh, one of the things I did have on my mind lately is the neighbors down that way, just a few houses. They have a beautiful pit bull puppy. Oh, is he beautiful. Well, he's coming up around a year old now. and they let him run loose. They left the window open on their house, and he's run up here so many times off the leash. And you can't talk to them because they don't speak English. They only speak Spanish. Well, I'm sorry, I have a problem with dogs that run in the road. I don't care what breed they are. I feel bad for that dog because he's innocent. And if he should get hit by a coming car or truck, I'll be the victim that will have to see this happen, you know. So, you know, trying to talk to them, you know, and of course I could do the international sign language, but whatever. I don't know how to help them other than I can call animal control and let them know you got to go there speaking Spanish. They don't speak English. That's an option. I really have a problem with this because, see, then that hinders my dog from being able to go outside in her yard on her leash. Why is it that I put my dog on my leash to protect her, to keep her alive and safe, but yet people let their big dogs run around? So maybe it's a puppy and it's bouncy, but it's bigger than my little dog, and it's going to pounce right at my little dog, and then my little dog is going to go psycho, and then we're going to have this big old catastrophe that could have been avoided if they would leash their dog. Or not leave windows on the house open where a dog can jump out, you know. They don't exercise it. So this dog has a lot of built up energy. And yesterday when he was running around our yard, you know, we'll do what it takes to protect the dogs, you know. And then the lady across the street, she'll walk out and check her garden area with her dog off her leash in her yard. So if we've got this innocent puppy bouncing around, then what kind of conflict is her dog going to have? And then it still puts that dog back out into the road. So it's just sad when people have dogs and they don't care for them. And then the people next door that all summer had that beautiful, adorable, sweet little dog that we called Chico, they got rid of him. They didn't offer him to us. We let them know how much we loved him, and we just thought he was so cool. They got rid of him. That's the second dog they've gotten rid of in a year. And I don't know. I don't know about people who can't have commitment relationships and long-term relationships with their dogs. And the relationship with you that you have with your dog, it's the kind of relationship you will have with humans. So if you're committed to your dog for life, you'll be the same way with your mate. And when I get into a relationship with a dog, it's for life, okay? It is for life. And yeah, so it's, you know, kind of like sad that Chico's gone now. It's been so quiet without him, you know. And now we've got this pit bull puppy, and pit bull puppies do grow up to be dogs, and I don't want anybody to take it the wrong way, and I don't want him to grow up and feel deprived and neglected and do something out of character and get injured, you know. And the man who lives further up the road, they don't speak English either. And when he first moved in here, he has not made an impression in this community at all. When he first moved in here, he came with a dog. I wasn't there. My youngest son was. My youngest son walked by, and he could hear the dog screaming and yelping, and my son turned around and went back. He goes, "You hit that dog again." He goes, "I will call the police on you." Well, things went from bad to worse real quick. As soon as my son turned with his wife to walk away to go about their business, he heard the dog yelping and crying again. So my son called the police. Well, by the time the police came, the dog was all wound up and excited and everything. And the guy goes, "It's not my dog." And the police shot the dog, and it was a boxer. Who do you think the victim was in that story? There were 3 victims: the dog, my son, and his wife. How do you think they feel seeing a dog get killed because some man was beaten on it? You know? So, they don't leave impressions with us. They're not good people. You know? And you should see the company he keeps. He had a friend over, and his friend comes down here in our yard with a knife and starts cutting weeds out of our yard. My husband yells at him, get out of here. What we did wrong was we should have remained in our vehicle and called the police and said there's an unknown man in our yard with a knife. But look at what kind of silly, excuse me, innocent people we were to tell him just to leave our yard, you know. Well, it could have gone from bad to worse, you know. And then he was not mentally right, you know. He's on drugs or something. Then, yeah, so we had the knife guy, we've got the dog guy, we've got this going on with this dog now, you know. And, oh, the children. Oh, my God. We have a brand new car, and we make payments on it every month because we got it like this spring. The neighbors over here, that way, that side of the house, they let their children climb and jump on top of their vehicles. The mother has a brand new, she got it earlier in the spring, brand new burgundy SUV. The kids are climbing all over it like it's a jungle gym, a toy, you know. Well, oh, Lordy boy, did that kid make a mistake by coming over and clinging to our car. My husband lost it, you know. The kid didn't live here. He lived further down the road. So my husband said, I'm not going to chase the kid. I yelled at him. I got him out of here. I let him know, you don't ever touch this car again. But when we drive through, you wouldn't believe how many children are climbing on vehicles, and they're just all over the cars. They're all over the trucks, you know, everything. It's like they're wild, banshee children allowed to just be unsupervised and climb all over these vehicles, you know. And I'm like, and you know what? If that was my kid, you better believe probably the whole neighborhood would be out there yelling at my kids. If it was my kids, you better believe somebody'd be whipping some butt. You know, so how is it that these guys get away with stuff? I don't think it's right at all, you know. And I'm like, it's not a good thing for our young ones to come over to visit, and they can watch these other kids climb around on the vehicles. Bad impression, very bad. And it's upsetting, you know. It's not our property, and I just look the other way, and I tell my husband, it's not our property, look the other way. Maybe they can go out and buy a new vehicle whenever they can, you know, or they want to. And I said, maybe they don't have a problem with the kids climbing on it. I said, now when you drive by the used car lots and you see these dented up vehicles, and you're like, why are all these vehicles dented up? Well, now you know, it's the kids climbing on the cars, you know. I swear my children were angels compared to what I see these kids out here doing, you know. Just horrible, you know. And then they know if they ride their bike right by my front door, really close to my front door, it gets my dog going and gets them agitated. They'll not do it when my husband is home, though. But they'll wait until either he's in the garage working or that he has driven away, and they will start doing that, you know. And I'm like, one of these days I'm going to catch that little freak, and I'm going to tell him, don't you dare come near my house again. And I'm sorry, it may be a road, but a road is for motor vehicles first. You know, because the management has set up walkways on the side. And these kids they're allowed to run how they want, you know. And I know that he drives by on his bike just on purpose to agitate my dog, you know. because we'll have the porch fenced off and my dog will lay out there and just enjoy the fresh air. Excuse me. And here he comes as soon as my husband's out of sight. I'm like, I know you're doing this on purpose, and I know this is harassment, you know. But these kids run wild around here. So that's the latest happening here, and that's why I don't worry about what goes on in the rest of the world. I worry about what goes on right here. I have to work on keeping my own area safe for me, you know. Well, I guess that's it for now, and I will talk to y'all later, okay? Have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.